Okay, so now you know about what exponents are, and you have a rough kind of idea of how to work with them with each other. But we don't have nearly enough information on them now to be able to do any like serious math problems with them. So we're going to teach you today about something called the laws of exponents. And the laws of exponents are it's two basic laws that we're going to go over today. One is called the product of powers. All right. Product of powers, basically, and we're going to prove this for you today, it states that when you multiply powers with the same base, you add the exponents. So let me say that again. So when you multiply powers with the same base, you add the exponents. And the way I like to think of this and remember this is when you multiply something, if you take the multiplication sign and you just kind of rotate it a little, it almost looks like an addition sign. And you'll see later when you get to quotients and division how this little memory trick might help you out. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to show you why this is. All right. I think it's great that we tell you kind of how to do something, but a lot of times it's like, well, why does this work? So I'm going to show you why it works, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll have an idea. So let's look at this example. We've got 2 to the third times 2 to the fourth. So what the law says is that if you have the same base, which we do, we've got a 2 and a 2, so my base is a 2, right? Then what you do is you add the exponents. So you take these exponents and you add them together, right? And then that finished answer that you're going to get is 2 to the 7th power. Now I want to show you why this is. So the way I can show you, the best way I can show you why this happens, I'm going to get rid of all this stuff right here so you can see this, is I'm going to expand out these two terms. So I'm going to take 2 to the third and I'm going to write it like this. All right, so 2 times 2 times 2. So my base is still 2, and now I've got, 1, 2, 3 of them. All right, then I'm going to multiply to that, so we still have our multiplication going on. I'm going to multiply 2 to the fourth. So when I do 2 to the fourth, that's basically like adding another 4 2's. All right, and so if you paid any attention in the last video about this, which I'm assuming all of you did, you know that if you have something written like this, that's a continued repeated factor like the way we have here, basically you just take the common base, which is 2, and you count how many you have. So if I did that, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 of them. And as you'll see, looking at this, this is the same as that. We found them two different ways, but they're both pretty effective. Sorry about that. And the top way, which is the law, is a lot faster. I mean, it's ridiculously faster. So this works really well. And I'm going to see, I believe I have another example here, and let's try this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it I'm going to do it by expanding it out first. All right, so I'm going to write out this first one right here. We're going to write it out 2 times. So it's x times x. And then we're going to do this one now. And I'm going to write x 5 times. So there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a common base. My common base is x all the way through. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. So it's x to the 7th power, because that's what a power represents, is having a base that's repeated. It's repeated multiplication. And then you write how many times it's repeated up here as your exponent. So that worked well. Now, supposing I didn't do it this way and I said, okay, I'm going to use this law they gave me. Well, the law states that if you have the same base and you're multiplying them, that you add the exponents. So I'm going to take 2 and 5 and I'm going to add them together. So I have x to the 2 plus 5 power, which we can clearly see is 7. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of understanding about why this law works. And if you forget about the law, you can always go back and do it manually this way. It's just very long. So hopefully this helps you out a little bit with this. And in the next video we have related to this, we'll be going over some more examples.